let's review what we missed from Snowflake in updates. We have 2 slides for you. We're not going to read it, but
we'll go over the highlights.
Because of all the timings, and Snowflake obviously have been busy. This is what happened since August through November. I believe that's the period that we collected these
It's
updates.
Overwhelming how much stuff has been updated.
Yeah, it's insane. So, but a lot of it is related to some features that were released, and they then incrementally, of course, improving them and updating. And but they're all over the board. So I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm just going to highlight some of the items that or releases that I think are exciting, at least to me and maybe other professionals too. So first one is that Snowsight set the default web interface. So Snowsight now is your default web interface, right? This has been done already quite a bit. Rich, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say this might be a surprise to some folks, but it's if you had a new Snowflake account or for the last little while, Snowsight was kind of the default, but some of the ones that have been around for a while, you could still use the classic. And when you logged in, it would prompt you to go over to Snowsight. But that being said, if you aren't using Snowsight, go use Snowsight. Any of the new functionality, a lot of the Snowpark stuff, you really want Snowsight. It's come a long way in the last year. So if you're still using classic UI, you haven't been out to take a look at Snowsight yet, take some time, go take a look at it. It's much better than it was when it first came out. So
and they've been released. Yes, totally. And I'm a late adopter on Snowsight too. one of the reasons for me is that it was missing tabs like you have in Classic, and open multiple tabs for SQL, or in this case in Snowsight now also Python. And I said I'm not going to join Snowsight Club until I get those tabs. So tabs are in the releases as well. Under web interfaces, we'll have Snowsight worksheet tabs, right? So those are available. So if the tabs were holding you back, now it shouldn't be. And so that's web interface related releases. We'll cover today external network access. So that is in the preview right now. It comes together with the network rules and a few other things around it to allow Snowflake to open this access to the internet, and for you to able to securely access APIs and control that access. Another feature that I'm excited is the Snowflake alerts, actually. So alerts, we demonstrated a little bit when we're doing dynamic tables. I used it to trigger, I forgot, I think it was trigger on account settings or something. So it sends an email. So that sending email feature, you could see under SQL updates, there's a system send email store procedure also available. So that allows you to send emails from the procedures, but also it works with the alerts, right, in tandem.
Yeah, so those are in GA now, right? So if you were waiting to put something into production because you were waiting for it to be in GA, they're there now. So there's a lot that you can do with those, especially alerting on data quality and things that are going on in Snowflake, long-range queries, all kinds of different things that you can use that for. So
yeah. Another item is, as I mentioned, they're constantly improving. So dynamic table refreshes now on creations, for instance. It wasn't like that before, where you would have to trigger refresh yourself manually or on schedule. So and then also dynamic table sharing capabilities available now. So those things enhance dynamic tables. There are a bunch of SQL updates that I'm also very keen seeing it. Anytime I see semi-structured data functions, I look forward to see what they bring in, because that's a powerful feature to work with the variant columns, right? JSON lists and arrays. So this allows you to extend that SQL power into these functions and these structures, and allows you to do all kinds of query magic. So So then also another item that was interesting, alter table enhancement. I noticed it now supports if not exist on add column and drop column. That was not available. Little neat thing to have it when you maybe it's a script that you're rerunning and you don't want it to drop or check explicitly. Then this allows you to safely just rerun it. All right. So moving to the next.
Jonas,
go ahead.
Just to, a note on that, right? There's a lot of this in Snowflake, and we use these types of things, if not exists, in a lot of scripts where we want them to be idempotent, where you can run them again and again, and
Exactly.
and you don't want it to fail. But if there's an issue there or something needs to be added, you want it to be able to run. And so there's a number of places, and this is just a place where this wasn't available before, and it is now. So this is around in a lot. You can do create table if not exists, and a bunch of those different things. So
Right.
it's very, very powerful when you're scripting.
Exactly. And for your, of course, releases and management of the DDLs and things like that. We have a bunch of updates on calibration, loading updates, right? Developer related. Now it supports Python 3 up to 3.11, which is they're constantly updating. I kept looking at it. It's within a month they updated 3.11 to 3.11 support, so that's good in Snowpark. Another neat feature is tabular return values from Python store procedures. That wasn't possible. Or in this case now it looks like your regular select query and it returns these tabular results. Just neat to have it. Also, for instance, reading files with Python function or procedure that is now natively supported. So also very convenient to have it because we're dealing with a lot of files when we're loading and working the data. Another feature I believe was that I wanted to point it out was right. So Snowshell worksheets we talked. Cross-loading, cross-platform support for Snowpipe auto ingestion, because Snowpipe auto ingest, that's again another powerful feature of Snowflake, and now it's going to be support cross-platform, right? So on a Google, on Azure, you will have this functionality as well. So I wanted to point that out. And then we have a lot of security or government updates related. Not going to get into these. We might have if we want, we'll have a session on that. One last thing I want to note is on web interface, task graph run debugging preview is available. So here you can review the run history of task graphs inside the Snowsite sheet, right? So not drilling into it, but you can, on a right bottom side there you can have additional details and drill ins. So that's quite powerful.
Now, real quick, I just wanted to jump back up in the data governance. The tag-based masking policies. If you haven't used tag-based masking, there's some really cool stuff that you can do with that. One of the things that we'll do with that is actually put a masking policy on a tag, then we can apply a tag to a table or even a schema. And that's what happened here is we've got support now for database and schema. So let's say that we've got a new data set that's coming in that's in a new schema, and maybe we want to have a tag-based policy that says, hey, until the data governance team goes in and classifies all the columns in here, nobody should be able to get to this. It should be masked. We can put that as a tag-based masking policy, apply it to that schema, and then once the data governance team goes in and actually classifies the different columns and tags those columns, then users will be able to start seeing that in the clear. So there's some really cool things that you can do. If you haven't played around with tag-based masking, it's actually a very powerful thing. So that's a pretty cool one that came into GA. So I just wanted to point that one out.
Right.
Hey folks, thanks for checking out this cut from our broadcast. To see the full show, click on the link in the video description. Also, check out our Learning Center, which has white papers, events, live streams, and short explainer videos on a wide range of data management topics. And of course, if you like our content, please share it on LinkedIn. That really means a lot to us. Thanks again for checking us out, and we hope to see you in our next broadcast.